They sell you passive income. You buy yourself a second job. The freedom you thought you were building turns into a cage you forgot you were entering. Every course, every funnel, every webinar promising you financial independence from your kitchen table is built on a model that depends on you never stopping. This is the monetization trap disguised as maternal empowerment. And if you don't see the structure underneath it, you'll spend years building someone else's leverage while calling it your own. The phrase easy money doesn't exist in economics. It exists in marketing. What you're actually being sold is high effort, low ownership income that requires constant content production, audience maintenance, and platform dependency. You're not building an asset, you're renting attention. The difference matters more than anything else you'll hear this year. Most mothers enter digital income through content creation, affiliate marketing, or info product ecosystems. These models are not inherently bad, but they share one structural flaw. They require perpetual labor to generate perpetual returns. You stop posting, you stop earning, you stop engaging, your income drops. You step away for 2 weeks. The algorithm forgets you exist. This is not passive income. This is performance-based employment with no employer and no safety net. The economic term for this is precarious work. You're trading job security for the illusion of schedule flexibility, and the trade-off is almost never explained up front. Here's what they don't tell you when they sell you the dream of earning from home. Most creator economy income models operate on a hamster wheel monetization structure. You produce content. The content generates attention. Attention converts into revenue. But the content expires, attention shifts. Revenue requires new content. So you produce again, and again, and again. The cycle never closes. It accelerates. You thought you were escaping the office. You built a treadmill in your living room. Observe the language used in these offers. Build your empire. Scale your income. Monetize your passion. All of these phrases obscure the same economic reality. You are being asked to construct a one-person media company with no infrastructure, no team, and no margin for rest. The word empire hides the fact that you're also the janitor. Let's go deeper into what this actually costs. Every content-based income model extracts 3 forms of labor from you. Creative labor. The posts, the videos, the emails, the hooks, the storytelling. Operational labor. The scheduling, the editing, the platform management, the analytics review. Emotional labor. The engagement, the replies, the community building, the vulnerability performance. You are now doing the job of a content creator, a project manager, and a community manager, and you're doing it while also being a mother, a partner, and a person trying to maintain a functional household. The income you're generating isn't passive. It's subsidized by your unpaid domestic labor and your eroded personal boundaries. This is where the trap tightens. You start to notice the fatigue, so you look for efficiency hacks, batch your content, automate your emails, repurpose everything. These aren't solutions. They're just optimizations inside the same cage. You're still on the hamster wheel. You've just learned to run faster. The real question isn't how to optimize content production. It's whether content production is the right income model for your actual life. Because here's the economic truth. No one wants you to think about it clearly. Income models that require constant content output are not designed for mothers. They're designed for people with disposable time, cognitive surplus, and no caregiving responsibilities. When you try to force that model into a maternal schedule, something has to break. Usually it's you. Now let's talk about what you're actually building when you follow this path. In economics, there's a distinction between revenue-generating activities and asset-building activities. Revenue generation gives you money now. Asset building gives you equity that compounds. Most stay-at-home moms are being funneled into revenue generation and told it's asset building. You're creating content. That's revenue generation. You're not creating systems. You're not building infrastructure. You're not accumulating transferable equity. If you stop tomorrow, the income stops. That's not an asset. That's a job you can't quit without losing everything. Compare that to someone building a product, a process, or a platform they could eventually sell or license. That's asset accumulation. That has exit value. What you're doing has performance value. The moment you stop performing, the value disappears. This distinction will define your financial future more than your engagement rate ever will. So what does the alternative look like? It starts with rejecting the idea that monetization has to mean constant visibility. There are income models that don't require you to be the product. Models where you build once and sell repeatedly. Models where the system runs without your real-time presence. Digital products with evergreen demand. Small-scale service businesses with recurring clients, licensing frameworks, process documentation. These models exist, but they're not sold to you in webinars because they don't create dependency, they create autonomy, and autonomy doesn't scale for the person selling you the course. Here's the recalibration. If someone's teaching you how to make money, ask yourself who benefits more from your participation. If the answer is them, you're not learning a business model. You're becoming part of theirs. Real economic education teaches you to build systems that don't require your constant presence. Exploitative economic education teaches you to optimize your presence until you burn out. The difference is in the incentive structure. One wants you to succeed independently, the other wants you to stay dependent on their next offer. Now let's address the identity layer underneath all of this. Many mothers are drawn to these models not just for income, but for validation, the idea of being seen, of having an audience, of mattering in a space outside of domesticity. This isn't shallow, it's human, but it's also being weaponized. You're told that your value is tied to your visibility, that your worth increases with your follow count, that economic freedom and social proof are the same thing. They're not. Economic freedom is the ability to generate income without sacrificing your cognitive health, your family time, or your long-term stability. Social proof is the appearance of success measured by people who don't know your bank account or your stress level. You can have one without the other, and often, chasing the second destroys the first. Recalibrate what success actually means in your context. Does it mean a sustainable income stream that doesn't require daily content? Does it mean enough financial margin to take a month off without panic? Does it mean work that doesn't colonize every corner of your mental space? If yes, then the creator economy as it's currently sold to mothers is not your path. It's a detour disguised as a destination. Let's talk about what you actually control. You control your attention. You control your energy allocation. You control what you say yes to. You do not control the algorithm. You do not control platform policy changes. You do not control audience behavior. Any income model that makes you dependent on things you don't control is structurally fragile. It doesn't matter how much you're earning this month if the entire model could collapse because Instagram changed its feed. That's not income security. That's income volatility with a motivational soundtrack. If you want real economic stability, you need to build on infrastructure you own. Email lists you control, products you host, relationships you maintain outside of platform dependency. This requires more thought and less performance, more strategy and less hustle. It's slower. It's less visible. It doesn't come with applause, but it lasts. Here's the final economic insight. The trap isn't that you're trying to make money from home. The trap is that you've been sold a specific model and told it's the only one. You're a stay-at-home mom, so you should be a content creator. You want flexibility, so you should build an audience. You need income, so you should start posting every day. None of this is inevitable. It's just marketed well. There are dozens of income models that don't require you to become a personal brand, but those models don't create viral success stories. So they don't get taught in $997 courses. They get built quietly by people who prioritize sustainability over visibility. And those people don't usually show up in your feed because they're not trying to. They're working. You have a choice to make. You can keep chasing the dopamine of notifications and the promise of passive income that never actually becomes passive, Or you can step back, analyze the incentive structures you're inside, and build something that doesn't require you to perform your life for strangers. The second path is harder to start, but it's the only one that doesn't end in burnout. Economic sovereignty isn't about income size. It's about income structure. It's about building systems that serve your life instead of systems that consume it. And it starts the moment you stop asking how to grow faster and start asking what you're actually building toward. Notice the difference. Some creators solve workflow bottlenecks with tools designed for small-scale digital business infrastructure. One example available in the description. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial, legal, or professional advice. Any business decisions you make are your own responsibility. Some links in the description may be affiliate links, meaning I may earn a small commission, no extra cost to you, if you make a purchase through them. This helps support the channel. Thank you for your understanding.